So in regards to Greenland, guess what? Geography is everything. Location, location, location. And Greenland is a location of humongous significance, both spiritually and geographically. Since I guess you guys never heard about the mysterious disappearance of the Vikings that went up there? Oh yeah, the Eskimos tell us that they all went north, all happy and just singing a song talking about a fertile land flowing with milk and honey. So, according to the map of the United Nations, the North Pole is the navel of the Earth. The Tree of Life is situated there on a mountain so big it touches the sky. It's the latter which connects the physical world and the spirit world. The same exact ladder or vine that the shamans climb on their ayahuasca journeys to get help from the spirit world. In the sacred books of the East, we read, "The gods behold the sun after it is once risen for half a year." That's 6 months a year of 24 hours a day sunshine. Okay? I want you to think about that. Now, the North Pole is the zenith of the heavens, since the starry vault rotates right under the pole. It's an aspect of the circumpolar sky. All ancient religions are unanimous. They all associate the abode of the supreme God with the North Pole, the center of heaven. The Egyptians conceived of the earth as having land that's rising up toward the north, so that in its northernmost point it actually joins the sky. For them, the land of the gods was in the extreme north, and all the pyramids only open to the north side. Also, Buddhism and the ancient ideas of India had the same notion of a world ruler with his throne at the celestial pole. So this isn't me saying these things. This is ancient historical, spiritual, and geographical knowledge. In prayer, the Greeks always turned to the north, toward the holy habitation of Zeus, which was in the center of the world. In Japanese, the Shinto tradition also, they have the god Ameno Manaka Nushi no Kami, the Lord of the center of heaven. And don't forget, Yggdrasil, the world axis, where Asgard was built in the center of the world. So the highest north is the abode of the gods, okay? And there's 24 hours a day of sun for 6 months a year. So don't tell me it's a frozen wasteland, okay? Nothing but Eskimos and ice is just a psyop to keep you out of there. In fact, everything that you will ever hear about Greenland has been specifically designed to make you not want to go there, since the drinks are going to be way too expensive. But I have a news flash for you guys. The Ice Age was over a long time ago. And furthermore, didn't your mom ever tell you shouldn't believe everything you see on TV? The programs that you've seen on the TV or internet are called PSYOPs. That's short for psychological operation. It's just the most efficient way to keep the masses in check. So if you want to believe that there's nothing but ice and Eskimos and polar bears up there, that's fine. It doesn't matter anyway, since you and I will never, ever be allowed to go there. Since the Romans went to a lot of great efforts to change up the topography in many parts of Northern Europe, and since the Inquisition was just killing anyone who had any knowledge about the habitability of the Greenland mountains. That's why you weren't allowed to talk to anybody. You were just immediately burned alive if you were found in possession of this forbidden knowledge. Now, Mount Meru, according to the Puranas, is a column that unites the earth and the sky. So picture yourself in the center of a vast, level and very elevated surface, surrounded by mountain ranges on a gigantic magnetic block. The axis of the world, yes, the black rock of Greenland. Raising its head to the highest point of the sky, in the heavens where all the stars revolve around you, whence there falls upon its summit on the North Pole the divine Ganges, the source of all rivers, falls out of the sky down onto this mountain to flow the four rivers of life onto this realm. And don't be surprised, since there's nothing but water above and water below the earth. So then the dirty waters flow down below the earth, constantly renewed from above at the North Pole. And don't be surprised, that's why there's better fish up toward the north, as the fishermen know. And last of all, I will say that you'd be wrong about it being a frozen wasteland, since I've read all of the journals of every explorer that's ever been to the North Pole. And there's nothing but an abundance of wildlife, talking about rabbits, fox, caribou, muskox, and so many birds in the sky that they could get 3 with 1 bullet off the deck of the ship. Now, again, so you might not be interested in Greenland, but I personally wouldn't mind seeing some of that shit right there. But nope, it is a no-fly and no-go zone. And yes, there's more military at the North Pole than you can shake a stick at, and brother, they mean business. Don't be foolish. Don't even get your hopes up. But sure, it would be great if Trump was able to open up Greenland to the American people so they could go and explore for themselves, but that's not going to happen. Listen up. Whoever controls the axis controls the grid. It's as simple as that. Of course he needs to get Greenland. It's a location of prime strategic necessity. Whoever controls the axis controls the grid. But it's not up to Denmark. It's up to the real owners of Greenland. But yes, since it's very strategically located, then stop pretending that you can't understand why anyone would want Greenland. Google doesn't paint the whole continent of Greenland white for nothing, okay? Anyway, it's a fascinating psyop unwinding in regards to Greenland, wherein the very last thing I will say about Greenland is that no doubt, whoever controls the North Pole or the Axis Mundi most likely must be in cahoots with the spirit world, and so therefore with the Archons, who are the Wardens, who are reported to be shapeshifters, posing as elves, greys, reptilians, fairies, Jesus, your spirit guides, or dead relatives. Bam, whatever it takes to get you on board with the reincarnation program that they're running on us. And no doubt that the North Pole is a big part of the mechanism of the processing center that we will most likely experience when we die. The good news is you never felt better. 97% of people report an inexpressible peace and feeling of well-being immediately upon death. But that's why you should also prepare yourself, since it will be difficult for you to think critically when you're feeling so good in regards to what happens next after this life, which will be totally and entirely up to you to decide for yourself. And I will end this video by saying, guess what? There's a lot more to Greenland than what you've been shown on TV and in all of the fake documentaries. Since the deathless ones who hold up the high heaven are living there in a paradise of bliss and abundance, and they mean to keep it that way.